Hi guys, so today we're going to talk about set and interval notation, and let's get started. So here we have a set, and it says the set of numbers. This is a statement that says the set of all values of x between 5 and 10. Okay? The set of values of x that include all real numbers between 5 and 10, but does not include 5 and 10. Does not include 5 and 10. Now, this is the set way of annotating that. Okay, we can see we have set signs. We have the bottom number, we have the top number, and x is the numbers that are in between. Okay, now in interval notation, it's another way of basically giving the same statement. So in interval notation, we write down the bottom number and the top number. Now, since neither one of those numbers is included in this set, we use parentheses on both sides. So parentheses tell us that the number on the end is not included in the set of data. All right. So two different styles, set and interval. All right, let's look at the next one. This says the set of values of x that includes all real numbers from 5 to 10, but does not include 10. Well, what made a difference? Okay, that little line underneath tells you that 5 is now part of the set. Okay, because this says 5 is less than or equal to x. But on this side, you can see that there's still no line there, so 10 is not part of the set. Now, we can see over here that something's changed as well. All right, the 5 is now included, so instead of using parentheses on this side, we're going to use bracket. And a bracket tells us that that 5 is included. We still use parentheses on this side because the 10 is still not included. And remember, we're talking about all the numbers in between there, right? X is all the numbers, and that doesn't mean that it's 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay? There are billions of numbers, other numbers between there. We have to think of all the decimals, all the fractions, all the square root numbers that can go in between there. There's all kinds of real numbers that go in between there. So it's not just 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right, let's look at the next one. Now we're told something different. Okay? The set of values of x that includes all real numbers from 5 to 10, and this time it includes 5 and 10. Why does it include it? Because now you can see that little equal line on the bottom of both. So 5 and 10 are now both included in that set of values, right? And we have to do the same thing in interval notation. We now see that both ends turn to brackets. So the 5 is included and the 10 is included. Now, what does this say? Well, it's in set notation, right? And it says that x are all numbers what? The set of values of x that includes all real numbers greater than and including 2. How do we know it's including 2? Because it's got that equals line underneath it, right? So 2 is the smallest number, and all numbers greater than that are part of the set. How do we write that in interval notation? Well, 2 is included, and we're going all the way to infinity because this does not have an end on the other side, right? It just keeps on going. It keeps on going more positive. We can go as long as we want, okay, as many numbers as there are. And, numbers never end. That's why we have to put a parenthesis at the end, because since numbers never end, this can't be closed, right? This can't have an end, okay? So infinity cannot be included because we can't reach infinity. Infinity goes on forever. All right, let's keep on going. This is just another way, guys, of saying the same thing, but it looks a little bit, for some people, this can get a little bit tricky if you do it this way. It says the same thing that the other one said, the set of values of x that includes all real numbers greater than and including 2. You can clearly see that here, greater than and equal to, but when you put it into interval notation, the 2, remember, is still the smallest point, and we're going up from there. Right? So actually, the other way kind of resembles it better. But both of these statements in the set form say the same thing. In the set form, in the interval form, they both say that 2 is included and it's the smallest number, and we're going towards positive infinity. All right. So what does this say now? The set of values of x that includes all real numbers less than 5, but 5 is what? Not included. Why is 5 not included? Because once again, there's no equals line under there, right? So in interval notation, we'd write that like this. 5 not included, so it's parentheses. And this time, There really is no such thing as a negative or positive infinity. Infinity is infinity, right? But we actually put that negative just to say that we're going more negative. We're going in a negative direction, right? So we're going towards the negative numbers, and obviously the negative numbers never end either, so we have to have parentheses at both points. Now, this says something a little bit different. Notice once again that we have that equals line underneath, and what's the biggest number here? The biggest number is 8. So the set of values of x that includes all real numbers less than or equal to 8. How would we write that in interval notation? 8 is included, so it's brackets, and we're going towards negative infinity. We're going to go through all the negative numbers that are never going to end, right? So we have to put a parentheses on the end. So you know that whenever you see an infinity sign on either sign, whether it's going towards negative infinity or positive infinity, you know that that side has to get the parentheses. And that's it. If you have any questions, bring them up in class, guys.